Hey, Alexia. What's up?
Olá, what's up?
What's up?
What's up?
So, Alexia,
How are you?
I'm good. I'm great. We were just
Thanks for
talking.
asking.
We were just talking right now. Bye, Emma.
Uh,
So, let's get straight to the point because this week we're talking about sounds. If you did not listen to the episode yesterday, then I recommend you start there. But with sounds, I tend to talk a lot. So, let's get straight to the point. Does that sound good? Does that sound good? Big one.
yes, are you gonna make the same joke during the whole week?
It was accidental. Sem querer. But yes, probably.
Sem querer querendo.
Okay, so Alexia, yesterday we talked about some of the fundamentals of phonetics, and we focus specifically on vowels, the difference between fixed vowels and moving vowels. I'm not going to make you recite all of that right now, but I just want to take a step back today and try to put these things into a little bit better context. Okay?
Okay.
So today we're going to talk about the difference between accent and pronunciation.
Perfect. yes, let's do that because a lot of people misunderstand what is one and what is the other.
Yes. So, one of the most common requests, complaints, questions I always get from my students is I really want to improve my accent. What should I do? I can give them tips, but really, I have to give them this lecture about the difference between accent and pronunciation. So, I think it's worth it for us just to record an episode about it.
Yes.
Cool. So, Alexia, before we start, do you have any ideas or questions about the difference between accent and pronunciation?
Pronunciation, you had to be perfect on that because it's the way that you are saying the words perfectly, right? So anyone can understand you. And accent is sotaque. So each one has your own. And it doesn't mean that
Own. Each one
on,
has their own.
they're on,
Own.
own,
There we go.
own, their own. Okay.
Perfect.
And it doesn't mean that it's wrong.
So that is a very good definition. Great job. Probably the key thing about the difference between accent and pronunciation is this idea of being understood or understanding, right? What I always say is that pronunciation is the physical activity of producing sounds with your mouth, your teeth, your lips, your throat, etc. So we're talking about the physical thing, right?
Uh-huh.
And you can do this in a correct way where you move your lips together and people understand you. Or if you do this incorrectly, what we call that is a mispronunciation where people literally cannot understand what you're saying, right? Accent, on the other hand, really cannot be wrong. There is a lot of discrimination with accent, but accent has a lot more to do with the way that you say words, your intonation, your style, and it has a lot more to do with where you're from, who you are, maybe what city you're from, maybe your accent illustrates something about your socioeconomic status. It is an intensely personal thing, and everyone has an accent, and no accent is wrong. All accents are
That's true.
good, right?
Yes, that's true.
Yes. And in general, people, especially Americans, love accents. If we hear a foreign accent, like, I don't know, if a French person comes to the US,
No, what happened with me? Do you remember when we were at the that outlet, I think? That guy was really, really wondering where I was from because my accent in English is not, well, it doesn't show that I'm Brazilian, and he thought I was from the Eastern Europe, something like that.
what like that?
Something?
There we go. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I think he thought you were Ukrainian or something,
Yes.
but I'm pretty sure he just had a Ukrainian girlfriend and wanted to tell us that information.
Okay.
But everyone has an accent. Most people love hearing different accents. Like the example I was giving, if I hear a French person speak English and they're like, oh, hello, I am from France. My name is Pierre and I speak French. If I understand...
This is true.
Okay, whatever. You get the point. If I understand everything he's saying and it's not difficult for me to understand him, he's just saying it in a different way, then that's totally cool. Everyone likes that. So what I want to express to my students, you probably do not need to improve your accent, at least in the beginning. You don't need to change it. Don't touch it. What you need to improve is your pronunciation.
Yes.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
Great. So just to clarify this idea, and I think this will make it a lot more clear to people, if you are having difficulties with pronunciation, if you are physically not capable of producing some sounds in English, people will probably say things like this to you, like, hey, what'd you say? I didn't understand. Or like, what? Can you repeat that? I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. So when there's a true misunderstanding, that is a pronunciation problem, right?
Yes.
But if you simply have a foreign accent, like if you're Brazilian, you have learned English to a very advanced level, but it's still obvious you are not a native English speaker, people will probably ask you things like, oh, hey, where are you from? Or like, yeah, that's a really nice accent. Where do you come from? Or what are you doing here? Like, how long are you in the States? You know, when I'm in Brazil, I always get the question, like, where are you from? Are you from Portugal? And I'm like, what? How am I? How would you
When
think that I'm from Portugal, Mr.
when I
Taxi
met
Driver?
you, you were from Portugal. No, you have the Portuguese Portugal as accent.
Yeah, but there were still a lot of mispronunciation and just like terrible grammar in Portuguese in general. So I think it was crazy that people thought I was from Portugal. Whatever. Alexia, what do you think happens to you when you're speaking to Americans? Like if you meet someone new, do you think they say like, "Hey, where are you from?" Or do they
Yes.
say, "Sorry, what are you talking about?"
No, no. Sorry what you're talking about. I don't get that much, but I get. Of course, I get, but not that much. But where are you from is always, always on the menu.
Exactly. Exactly. So that means that you do have an accent, but for the most part, your pronunciation is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for example, I have a Southern accent. Maybe when I'm teaching, I have a little bit more of a neutral, general North American accent. But when I'm speaking with my friends,
Your family.
I'm a redneck. Yeah. My parents, they have a really strong Southern accent.
Yes. I
You,
love it.
yeah, I love it too. I think it is just precious. For example, you have a very strong Carioca accent.
I have, and I'm proud of it. I
R-
don't mind.
right. So if you go to São Paulo or Bahia,
Todo mundo vai me pedir para falar, fala biscoito, fala por favor, ou
é,
por quê. Yeah.
mas as pessoas vão te falar, tipo, você é de onde? Você é carioca, não é?
Na hora fala, você é do Rio, né?
Yes, but everyone can understand you.
Of
Maybe
course.
there's some weird words like that
Maybe when I'm at São Paulo and asking where is
in São
the
Paulo.
in São Paulo and asking where is MASP,
Yeah,
which is MASP. I don't know how to make Polish accent,
mas
but MASP they won't understand, but that's fine.
yeah, I cannot remember what episode that is. I will put it in the
No,
show
Carioca
notes.
connection. Carioca connection.
Yeah. Okay, but you have a Carioca accent. Your dad has a very neutral Paulista accent.
Yes.
So even in your family, you have different accents, right?
Yes, I do.
So your accent is this intensely personal thing. It defines you. When you open your mouth, people automatically think things about you. They judge you. They are making assessments and observations about you. So,
And it's up to you to make a good thing or a bad thing.
yeah. But you really don't need to change that core part of your identity to be a completely fluent English speaker. So, my recommendation for you, Alexia, today is talk to an English speaker. You don't need to do this because you talk to me every day. Okay. My recommendation to all listeners, the next opportunity that you have to speak to someone in English, just talk to them, say a few things, just introduction very fast, and see what their reaction is. If their reaction is, wow, where are you from? That's an interesting accent. Or, how long have you been learning English? You speak really well. Then you have pretty good pronunciation, probably some things you can improve, but they are talking about your accent. But on the other hand, if someone says, hey, I don't know what you're talking about, that means you need to get to the fundamentals of sounds, of pronunciation, that we will continue tomorrow.
Yes.
Does that sound good?
Yes.
Sound good, Bigua?
Oh my God, again. It was another very, very good episode, Amor. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Alexia's stamp of approval. Alexia, I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.